All right. What's going on, everybody? Can you hear me all right? Just sending out messages to the other Grawlix peeps. Lots of news today, by the way. 5x5, says Matt D. It makes me want to watch some Buffy. But most
because you always want to watch Buffy.
Exactly right. Most things make me want to watch Buffy. It saddens me that Melanie is so anti-Buffy the series.
Buffy the vampire hater.
She, yeah. Well,
which is funnier because she was Buffy. That was her character name in her Halloween special.
She likes the movie, the original movie. I wish I would have had her. We should have had her on the GCU episode where we discussed Buffy and because Jasper and I did Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Cabin in the Woods, which is a good double feature. But
right.
We should have had her on
because she prefers the movie.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she likes the movie. That's why she kind of hates the series. And
I kind of get it. I mean, I was kind of a holdout too because I'm old enough to remember the movie and thinking, why do you need a show about this? But obviously, the show just took it into new worlds, and yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll have Melanie today or not. Yeah, her new work schedule is a little erratic. Paul says, but the show gave us Spike and Angel. I mean, yeah, I like Spike. I always hated Angel. I hated him so I was watching the series when it first aired, up to a point, and then I fell off when I graduated high school. But I always hated Angel, and it took me till Jesse might remember a year ago to a year and a half before I started watching the Angel series, because I was like, why would I watch that? It's all of my least favorite characters from Buffy, but God, that series is so good.
It is. It defies all logic in how good it is.
Right? The fact that it can take two of the most ridiculous characters from the Buffy series and make them amazing it's so good. All right, let's go ahead and 3 minutes into it. Let's hit the intro music. Hey, everybody. I got a ton of news today. Ton of box office news, ton of movie news. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
Ton of Paul Harder news.
Paul Harder, all the Harder news. Harder news. Hard copy.
Harder hitting.
Welcome to the Grawlix Lunchbox Live. We have a caller in who I do not know who they are. I'm going to take a chance. Matt Luck. Don't make me regret this chance. How's it going? It's not. All right. And 10 seconds. If we get nothing within 10 seconds, call's getting cut. Hey, everybody. Paul, Naomi, I'm glad you're back. All you guys. Matt D, man.
Matt now D, we're starting the week right.
Talking about, oh, hey, here's Melanie. Melanie.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's okay.
Matt D says it still saddens me they didn't have Paul Rubens as a cameo in the Buffy series.
They should have had Buffy as a cameo in the Buffy universe.
Of course, we're talking about Buffy, Melanie. Welcome to the Buffy cast.
Why did that come up?
Why wouldn't it? I don't remember, honestly. Oh, because Matt D said 5x5. Okay. It's something that's said in the show. But that's not really what we're doing today. We're not talking Buffy. We are talking movie news and all this. But first, I feel like we should mention basically our schedule going forward, because we brought it up at the end of Friday's show, and I have a feeling, unfortunately, it was after a lot of our regulars had left the stream. So I thought we'd bring it up again.
We're just going to keep adding salt into the wound.
Well, it's worth reiterating anyway. So this month
Yeah.
we're gonna, or this week, well, yes, technically this month we're continuing the 3-day-a-week schedule, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Central. However, starting next week, we're going to a new schedule. Summer's winding down. People got jobs. School's starting. So, Maggie's here. Good. So basically, we're looking for input on. Hey, Maggie. So starting next week, our schedule is going to change. We're thinking we're going to drop down to a day a week, which is a big change. But I know, Matt D. I know. But it'll, time constraints for everybody involved. And also, I think it'll help the regular Grawlix show get back on track. And this didn't really derail it. We talked about this on the recording yesterday that will go out next week. But this didn't really derail it. But I think Paul says
we're a little rusty.
Paul says the weekend lunchbox. That's okay. So that's a big question. What day, and do we keep doing the lunch hour thing? I kind of feel like the upside to this is, I mean, if we need, we can experiment with times, but the upside being we can maybe move to a different time that would be better for everybody. I can't imagine we wouldn't get more people, have more people available to listen if we went in the evening. Maggie says Friday at noon. Noon is probably not going to be a possibility on the weekdays.
Yeah, mainly because my, at least for me, like my work schedule, I can't. I'm probably teaching at noon. I mean, that's just how it'll pan out for me. And my lunch schedule varies from day to day, and it rotates because schools are weird.
Okay. Yes, Jesse teaches the youth, the
tiniest of humans.
Paul says, even if you change the time, the lunchbox name fits great. Okay, that is something I had kind of debated myself. I didn't know what to do about that. Also, should I fix my misspelling of lunchbox? Because I keep having it as the two separate words, but technically I think
it's a compound word. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Most people spell it together. Sorry, kids, pods. Got a pod. Sorry, kids, pods. Got a pod.
Got a pod. Hey, good job with the drawing that you're doing there. Don't mind me. I'm going to talk about movies.
I think, Maggie, in reference to the doing it at noon, according to Brie Larson, it can happen if you just believe.
Oh, God. Yeah, true.
Just explain it to the kids.
Yeah. I'm getting a unicorn, kids.
The unicorn is like that.
The unicorn is called the Grawlix Podcast. It's a thing.
Yeah, but you tell kids that, and they'd probably be like, "Oh, wow!"
They're like, "Can I come?"
Yeah.
No more garbage fires. So, okay. Well, I still don't know what we're gonna do. Maggie says, "Nah, any day or time. You know I'll be there. I've actually planned my lunch hour around Grawlix lunchbox."
Oh.
Well, you'll be
awesome,
able to.
And we're sorry that we.
Yeah, good.
that we're not sticking to it.
Now you can reclaim your lunch hour as your own. There is weekend might be a possibility. I mean, I don't know. It's more, honestly, I'm just gonna say it's on Melanie and Jesse in terms of when is best. I am very flexible because I podcast as a job, so I can make it work. They are the ones that have to interact with the real world. So it's a little bit of them and a little bit of what you guys want.
I don't want to interact with the real world.
I know.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Maggie says, seriously, just let me know when to tune in, so long as it's not Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
I wonder why that slot is already taken, especially on August 11th.
I bet
or 10th.
I bet somebody does a live cast that day about animation.
Which I would also be listening to anyway, so that'd be really inconvenient for me. So I'm going to say, yeah, probably not that time.
Yeah, no, we won't. We won't overlap with Cellmates. Cellmates live cast on CastBox Sundays at 8 p.m. Central. Or 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
7 Central. Time zones. We're going to steal it. We're going to cast at the same time. It's just going to be her show, though.
Yeah.
It'll be our live running commentary on her podcast.
You have to listen to both just to get both.
And there won't be replays on ours.
No.
All right. So I guess we can move forward, but it's something to think about. We'll be thinking about it. And again, this week will be normal, though. So
just to let people know where my head is on it, it works best for me on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And usually after school on those Tuesdays, Thursdays, not during school. That's probably illegal.
At least frowned upon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if any of that sounds good, I'm open to suggestions.
So most likely, I kind of figured this is a given at least. It's most likely we're moving towards the evenings. Matt D says take out Tuesdays. All right, no Tuesday.
I didn't like Tuesdays anyways.
Although I will say this much. Dropping down to, it'll be nice because there are days that we do this that we don't always have a ton of content. Although lately that hasn't really been an issue. But I do want to keep doing movie homework because I love it. This has been great. Paul Harder, sit down Saturdays.
Sit down Saturdays. I like it. Like a sit down lunch.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, this is not riveting, and we got a ton of stuff to talk about. So let's move on to
All right.
The good stuff.
We're moving on up. Was that 60s? No, that was 70s.
Take out Tuesdays and sit down Saturdays. Duh, I get it.
Oh.
I'm a little slow, Matt. Matt D says I was referring to
Tuesdays,
the name,
you're back on the board.
not removing
Totally
Tuesday
redeemed
night.
yourself.
Tuesdays. Okay. Speaking of Tuesdays, do we want to go ahead and get the movie homework thing out of the way?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Get the Band-Aid off so everybody knows.
I actually did run the polls. It took me about a day to remember that I said I was going to do that, but we ran the polls. Oh, Paul Harder. He's already feeling the pain. Paul, I had to... Okay, so here's what we threw out on Friday's show. I swear I've silenced my phone. That irritates me. Okay, here's what I threw out on Friday's show as what we collectively threw out as possibilities for movie homework. And if you're new to this show, what movie homework is basically ahead of time we'll pick a movie, usually something on Netflix because a lot of people have Netflix. It's easy to get to. And we pick a movie and then we watch it. You guys are welcome to watch it too. That's why it's movie homework. And then on Wednesdays, which will be changing going forward, we talk about it. We review it. If you watched it, you're welcome to come in, tell us what you thought in the chat, or even call in and share your review of it with us. So what we threw out Friday was Christopher Robin. Okay, so it started with Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins Returns, specifically, sorry. That spun into Christopher Robin, which I think is what everybody was actually more on board with. And then I also threw out a new movie that got added to Netflix just like that day, Girls with Balls.
I'm a 12-year-old boy.
So are they. So are the Girls with Balls people. Because, okay. And I actually ran polls on it. So if you missed it, sorry, but the polls are up. In the future, I did like the poll, though. We'll do that again in the future on our Twitter, twitter.com/Grawlix podcast. Also in our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/Grawlix podcast. So According to the Twitter polls, it had 8 votes. 25% of the votes went to Girls with Balls.
Ooh.
Which what that means at least two people voted for it.
Okay.
I know who one of them was. I don't know who the other one was. Mary Poppins Returns, 0 votes. So Christopher Robin with 75% is the winner of the Twitter poll.
All right.
Now, combine that with our Facebook poll. Mary Poppins Returns, 0 votes. Nobody's on board with this.
No, nobody wants a spoonful of sugar.
Nope. Girls with Balls, 1 vote. Sorry, not 2. 1 vote. It was me. And
at least you stuck to your guns.
I did. I was like, I can't throw it out, then not vote. Christopher Robin, what is this? Looks like 3 votes. So Christopher Robin wins. Paul Harder says there is a God. However, Paul, you already watched Girls with Balls. So Paul said he went ahead and just watched all these movies anyway. And he said Girls with Balls. Matt D says, I like a fifth to help medicine go down.
So, say a fifth of medicine.
Paul watched Girls with Balls and he said it was horrible. And to be honest, it looked bad when it looked like a bad movie when I threw it out. But I was like, maybe it'll be. Sometimes it's fun to talk about a bad movie. And then I was like, it's not going to win. I was looking at the polls last night. I was like, it's not going to win. Paul already suffered through it. I might as well check it out. I might as well see what I recommended people watch. It's the worst movie I've watched in years. It is god awful. I gave it half a star on Letterboxd because I don't think I can give it 0 stars. That's the lowest rating I think I've given in I don't know, so long. So it's basically a horror comedy, except it's not funny in the slightest, and it's not scary. And it's like, okay, well, horror doesn't have to be scary. It's definitely got gore and stuff, but like it doesn't have an original thought in the whole thing. Like every horror thing is lifted and done poorly. The comedy is not only not funny, it's actively cringy. Ooh. It was a terrible movy. So
not cringy on purpose, like
no, not like Office cringy, like
okay,
so unfunny that it's irritating.
Was it Cow Zombie Baby bad?
Cow Zombie Baby bad?
No, I remember Cow Zombie Baby being okay, but there was another zombie one we watched around that time.
The Alien Sex Zombie.
Alien Sex Zombies.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bad movie. I don't remember what it's actually called. It's pretty bad. I don't know. I got through it, but nobody's likable. Listen, at one point there's this little, I don't know what it is, this little dog, and he bites this guy's crotch, and the guy's like, oh, freaking. It goes total Adam Sandler movie, and he's like, the dog's hanging off his crotch, and he's banging his crotch against this big rock, and then he like pulls the dog off, and then it's like, at that point. So Matt D says, is it more like a spoof then? It is, except it even fails at that. Like, it definitely is not taking itself seriously, and it's not trying to. It's supposed to be comedy. It's just,
it's not funny.
It's not funny. It just doesn't work. It's bad. The retelling is funnier than watching it, Paul says. Yeah, no, it really was like, I don't know. You just kind of stare at it with a blank face. It's like, okay, I see where this is going. All right. Anyway, moving on. So Christopher Robin, if you haven't seen it.
Christopher Walken, we're in the 100 acre woods. Hey, Pooh Bear, what are you doing?
Why isn't that a thing yet?
Pooh Bear, it's
Winnie
a
the Pooh starred
day.
Christopher Walken as Christopher Robin.
There's a Huffalump.
But, not like grown-up Christopher Robin. It's like actual Winnie the Pooh stories. It's just old Christopher Walken is playing the role. Okay.
For 5 long years, I had. No, I'm gonna stop right there.
Okay, so hi, Melanie.
Hi.
So, what do you think of all this?
I
got her.
Christopher Walken's just really expensive. You can't get him on everything.
I don't know. You can get him to be King Louis. Well,
that's a Disney money.
Okay.
Okay, so back on track. Paul Harder says back on track that Paul is keeping us on track. The other two movies are basically the same movie. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. I am more interested in Christopher Robin, so I'm glad that's the one that won. So I'll be watching that probably tomorrow night. Or no, probably tonight.
Tomorrow
night is Tuesday, and I see we don't have a Jasper in the chat. Surprise, surprise, because somebody flaked on me. I didn't get to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood this weekend.
Boo!
So
Boo.
I'm going tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Yay!
Right?
Now. What?
With me, right?
Yeah. Me and you are
That seems like a really convenient segue.
A wonderfully convenient segue. Because speaking of Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I always do that. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, both those titles, well, not original, but came from Tarantino's brain, so whatever. Lion King repeats at number 1, while Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood rings up a $40 million debut.
Woo!
Yes, we're finally on to the box office report. This information, by the way, is coming from Box Office Mojo, because that's what they do. That's all they do. It's box office stuff. So, okay, yeah. Lion King stuck around in number 1 this weekend. This was its second weekend out. Okay, so Hunter asks, is 40 million good? Good question.
It's good to me.
For an R-rated movie, it is, right?
It is not only good for an R-rated movie, but for Quentin Tarantino movie specifically, this is one of the stories here. Tarantino's biggest box office opening ever.
Ooh.
So let's see. Yeah, it opened $40 million. The closest, so it breaks his previous record, which was Inglourious Bastards, which opened at 38 million, and Django Unchained was 30. Now Kill Bill Volume 1 was 22. Now, yeah, so it's doing well. It's getting very good reviews, and big opening for him. Now, another story I noticed was basically how much Once Upon a Time in Hollywood may have to make to break even. Yeah, okay, so because here's the thing. They spend so much money on marketing, man. Okay, this movie cost, now it's, according to cinemablend.com, cheaper than a franchise blockbuster, but much more costly than an indie. It was Tarantino's most expensive film to date. It cost about $90 million to make. So he's got a while before it breaks even on that, but also the marketing, God, they spend so much on marketing. According to Cinema Blend, between the $90 million production budget and marketing costs, and talent deals, the film will have to make an estimated $400 million to break even.
So it's a tenth of the way there. Woo!
But if they're happy about a $40 million budget, but they still have to make that, they probably suspect they'll get there. I don't think he's really had any horrible flops. I could be wrong.
Not Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Wasn't Dusk Till Dawn not very good at the box office?
I don't remember. It seemed like that movie was big, but I know the Grindhouse double feature that he and Robert Rodriguez, speaking of from Dusk Till Dawn, did. I think that might have been like, if it didn't flop, it was the closest to a flop that Tarantino's been involved in. I think. I could be wrong. Apparently, Hateful Eight didn't do super great either.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about it when it came out.
I think spending all that money on marketing was a waste because I didn't even hear about it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's all over the internet. Like, there are ads. I've seen ads for it everywhere.
And you've got ad blocker.
Yeah. Google, they must be one of the companies that Google allows to skirt it. And it is and has a deal with ad blocker companies because that's a thing. Okay, but yeah, so it's making a lot of money. Who knows if it'll break even? But God, I can't believe how much they spend on marketing stuff. Now shifting over to Disney and The Lion King. So Cinema Blend also has another story that Disney just hit 2 major worldwide box office milestones. Oh wait. Matt D said, so 60 million is the DiCaprio dollars. I mean, it jumped from 90 to 400 million pretty quick. And that included whatever kind of, how did they describe it? Performance deals or something? I don't know.
Talent, maybe?
Talent, yeah, something. So yeah, there's probably, there's a lot of big actors in there. A couple of them probably have some points off the back end, as they would say.
Well, the main two are Brad Pitt and DiCaprio, and they can't come cheap.
Who are they? I've never heard of them. So basically, I don't have a lot to say about this Disney story. It's basically they passed the $5 billion mark in international box office for the year. The first studio to do so this year, and
they're only they're like one of 3 studios left, aren't they?
Right. I mean, it's easier to do so when you are the studio.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to say this one added to the over $2 billion the studio has done domestically brings Disney's total box office take for the year worldwide to $7.67 billion, which breaks the record that Disney itself set in 2016 at $7.61 billion. It's insane. That's insane. But I understand, we're talking about, something like Once Upon a Time in Mexico. God, I keep saying that. I'm starting to make myself angry. Anyway,
you wouldn't like you when you're angry.
We're talking about, a Tarantino movie that's got to break 400 million to make even. Think about any one of the Disney movies where they easily spend 400 to 500 million on the movie and then market like crazy. So that's an incredible money machine. I can't fathom.
Children, they're feeding the children. You'll be rich forever.
Okay. All right. Wrapping up the box office bull crap. I'm starting to get real irritated.
Blah, blah, blah.
The Lion King was number 1. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was number 2. Spider-Man Far From Home in its 4th week come in at number 3. Toy Story 4, number 4. Crawl hanging in there at number 5. It's the 3rd weekend. That's kind of impressive that it's still in the top 5. Yesterday at number 6. Hunter says Crawl was fun. I have not heard a whole lot about it. I mean, I know what it's about, but I have not heard much in the way of reviews, but I generally don't search them out.
I actually have heard really good things about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Aladdin coming at number 7. See, Disney, they just own everything. Stuber at number 8. That's still in the top.
They're
10.
hanging in there strong. That just goes to show that there is nothing to watch. Stuber is still there.
Annabelle Comes Home is at number 9.
That one too has been hanging for a while.
This is 5th weekend. Fifth weekend. And The Farewell at number 10. I don't know what that is. It's been out for 3 weeks, apparently. Okay.
Well, it's faring pretty well.
All right, I'm going to run through my normal react at the news before we react at the hard news. Is what
The harder news.
the harder news, which is maybe what we'll call it. We got a lot of stuff from old Paul Harder in the comments there. He sent us a lot of stuff. So, however,
it's good stuff.
It is good stuff. I'll blow through my stuff. Most of it's not super interesting, and I've got it kind of pegged down to what I want to say here. Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, to open the New York Film Festival. So basically, this is just, according to the LA Times, Martin Scorsese's The Irishman will have its world premiere as the opening night selection of the New York Film Festival on October 27th. And then Netflix and select theater release later this year. I just mentioned this because it's a Scorsese movie, and it's Scorsese returning to, it's a based on true story American crime thing, which is something Scorsese, he does well.
It's definitely his wheelhouse.
For sure. Speaking of their wheelhouse, it stars Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Harvey
I've never
Keitel,
heard of these people. This is weird.
Also, Anna Paquin and Ray Romano. But, I don't know if I'm sure it's fine, but it sounds like...
Ray Romano, man.
Ray Romano. He's Italian. You throw him in there.
Sure.
Oh. That's my Romano. That's all I got. Ryan says the farewell is I don't know, Aquafina
movie.
Okay,
like a brand of water.
About a Chinese American whose Chinese grandmother is dying. It looks really good. Okay. Naomi says hi again. Hello. Paul says everybody loves Ray.
Yeah.
Okay. It Chapter 2 will be nearly 3 hours long. And
oh my.
And okay, so there are a couple stories about this, but the key takeaway is the runtime is 165 minutes. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes, which is pretty long for a horror movie. And additionally, the director says there will be a director's cut. His original cut was 4 hours long. I mean, the first one was just over 2 hours. It's odd to me that this one's so long.
Well, they should have done it as a miniseries, like most Stephen King movies.
Oh, Hunter asks, what did you guys think of the Mulan trailer? It looks like a kung fu movie. I have not watched it yet. I didn't know the live action Mulan trailer was out.
I heard that it was coming out, but I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it either. So we're failing on that regard. But I like kung fu movies, and this does sound like the one that's going to deviate enough to catch my attention. I mean, that's been my argument against these live action movies, is that I'm just going to go see a live action version of a cartoon movie that already exists. Why would I do that? Yeah, but if this is different enough, I'd be interested in seeing it.
I heard that they had to recast it because originally it was a little whitewashed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But now it's not. So that's good.
We watched, this weekend, Melanie and I.
Is that a good one? I've never heard of that one.
No. Ha ha ha. I got distracted by the comments.
Yeah.
Paul says, I'm on the fence. It has Crouching Tiger vibe. What is wrong with that? I love Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. However, Netflix has there's a Netflix film that is a sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It is terrible. Don't watch it.
Oh.
Hi, Naomi. Bye, Naomi. I'm sorry. She tried to call again and then stopped. It's okay. Maybe she pocket dialed.
Just fingering you.
Maggie, don't worry. You just missed a bunch of box office rambles and me getting mad at myself for calling
renaming.
I'm renaming movies.
In Hollywood. Yeah.
I'm switching. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is now Once Upon a Time in Mexico. So it will be directed by Robert Rodriguez and star Cheech Marin. So
and Johnny Depp.
Matt D agrees that the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sequel is bad. It was real bad. It's like they didn't understand. It was cheap and it was just not good. And they didn't understand what made the original good. And they just like, it just needs to be mopey, right? I mean, the original's mopey.
So they basically focused on the love story part.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's a little bit of action, but like I said, the production just seems so cheap. Like even the sword, they have the sword's back. What did they call it? Was it the green dragon? The something dragon?
Yeah, something like that. Jade dragon,
something like that. It looked cheap. Like just the production looked cheap. And they got, what's her name, who was in the original, who I really like. Older lady. I can't think of her name offhand. But she's, what?
I can tell.
You can tell?
That she's older. I mean,
well, there was an older lady and a younger lady in the original. The older lady came back for this movie, and I really like her. Michelle Yeoh, thank you. Matt D. God, I knew it was on the tip of my tongue. She's great, and she's in this, but this is still not good. And basically, she's just mopey through the movie, and then there's a new set of young characters for the love story, and they're not good. That story is pretty weak too. So, this is not a review of that movie, though. Moving on. Deleted. This is a couple days old, but we didn't talk about it. So, deleted Avengers Endgame scene tells us more about Gamora's fate. So basically, and this is like one of those random, like, what happened to Gamora things we brought up when we talked about it on the Grawlix podcast, because she just disappears.
Right.
And we're like, so did she get, gloved away?
Gloved away. Yeah.
Snapped away?
Everybody knows that she didn't. But she was oh wait, no, I guess we don't know for sure, but she didn't.
Well, because the thing was, we figured she didn't. But the thing was, technically, she rolled in with the bad guys, and it kind of seemed like Tony would just snapped. The spoilers for Endgame, sorry. Snapped away the people who showed up with the bad guys. But according to a deleted scene, which apparently, if I recall correctly, I read this article the other day, apparently was kind of a little cheesy, a little over the top, and it was basically like a slow, like everybody taking a knee after Tony, the thing that happens while they're out like on the battlefield.
Yeah, that would have been kind of painful.
Yeah. So they cut that, which I'm glad. But apparently during that is when we saw that Gamora just kind of, she slips off. She takes off. So she gets away, confirmed. She didn't get snapped away, although nobody really thought she did. But it's like, that seems kind of important, and couldn't they figure out a way to just like cut that in somewhere towards the end of the battle? She's just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. No, they wanted it to be mysterious.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Are we ready to get harder? That sounds horrible. Maggie says she saw Lion King over the weekend. You're one of the ones that kept it at the number one spot.
Was it worth your ticket price?
She's an animation nut, so
yeah.
If nothing else, I'm sure it was. Oh,
it's the opposite of animation, though.
She said, unfortunately, I'm guessing she did not enjoy it. Okay, so let's react to Paul Harder's news. Ooh, Maggie says, I'm so glad I didn't have to pay for the ticket, to be honest. 2 stars out of 5.
Ooh. They did do a good job of training the lions. You are correct, Matt D.
I'm super impressed they can train a lion to sing.
I mean, you have to give them credit for that.
Okay, so, excuse me. Tarantino is dominating the world right now. So we got the first couple of stories that we're going to react to that Paul Harder sent us. William Shatner wants to be in Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek movie, but has a concern. Listen, This is not going to happen. I'm telling you all. This is not going to happen. And if it does happen, I'm going to be supremely upset because Tarantino has said if he did a Star Trek movie, it would be his last movie because he's only doing one more movie.
Hasn't he rolled that back, though, and said it's not? Like, if he does this, it won't count because it's not his?
I did not hear that. I don't care.
Can't remember.
If there's the chance that this is the last, if the last thing we get from Tarantino is a Star Trek movie, it's going to be a tough sell for me.
But wouldn't it be better with Shatner?
Okay, so William Shatner did say, though, this is from Cinema Blend via Paul, quote, Quentin Tarantino said something in the paper that somebody said to me that he loved me. And Quentin, I love you. If I'm going to do a Star Trek 50 years later, a few pounds heavier, come on, not a problem. Then he says, quote, well, I'd like to do it. Whether I'd be up for it, I don't know. So because he's getting older. He's getting older. I'm sure he's got health concerns. So basically, he'd like to do it, but, he's not sure if he's up to it because he's old and fat.
Yeah, but...
I don't think that's what he's saying, but yeah.
It is what he's saying.
You can't do a Star Trek movie without Shatner. I mean, he sucks, but he is, Star Trek.
They've been doing Star Trek without Shatner since the 60s. What are you talking about?
No, it doesn't matter.
Since the 90s.
It's still, you have to. And if they can get Picard and all the others in there, then that's good too. They should even have William. They should have them all in there. Have all the characters.
Along the same lines, Quentin Tarantino is this is when I had read this story before. Quentin Tarantino is annoyed with Simon Pegg's comments about his Star Trek movie. This is gossipy
Quentin
stuff.
Tarantino he just doesn't like it when other people talk as much as he does.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So this was basically Pegg had said something. It was like, I don't see that being a thing that actually would happen. And I don't see a rated R Star Trek movie. I just don't know. And I don't know if I have heard nothing, blah, 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 blah. Didn't really say much, super negative. And then Tarantino was told or seen something out of context and was like, basically, F that guy, but a little nicer. And then later, Simon Pegg was like, I still don't see it. I don't get it. But I don't know. Generally, this is the kind of story I avoid, but there's so much Tarantino news. It's like, well, why not? Everybody's jumping on it. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Just because it's not like, I mean, the Shatner thing's interesting. It's much more confirmed, straightforward comments. And this is just like essentially celebrity back and forth. But
just talk.
I think the point is, though, there would definitely be pushback from people who are currently involved in the modern movie franchise. So Paul Harder says, like, half the Trekkie verse literally said the same things Pegg did. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I think it's a hard sell for on both sides because, like me, I'm not a Trekkie. I'm more of a fan of Tarantino. I was going to come up with a cute term, but I don't want to.
And I think, the main reason that Tarantino's jumping on this thing at all is that if he says anything about anything right now that isn't Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's automatically free marketing for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hey, that's a good point. It's a good point. The next Paul Harder curated news story. Sylvester Stallone says he has zero ownership of Rocky franchise. Which is not completely surprising, though, to be honest. I thought, maybe he just produced some of them, but I thought he did have some stake in it. Like, because sometimes actors will, negotiate some type of deal with a franchise where they get a percentage off the back.
Also, he wrote the first Rocky.
Did he?
I think so.
Well, apparently, though, it's all the studio, which is not completely surprising. Quote, I mentioned it a few times because after Rocky 2 came out and made a ton of money, and then Rocky 3 hit and made more than all of them, I said I'd like to have some ownership since I invented it, and that never happened. So I have zero ownership of Rocky. I think there are blah, 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 blah. I think there was a certain code of business conduct, maybe not as much now, but back then, that you don't ruffle the feathers of the golden goose. The studio is the power. The agency relies upon them, and the attorneys are the go-between. When I finally confronted them just before Rocky 5, just before Rocky 4, I said, does it bother you guys that I've written every word, I've choreographed it, I've been loyal to you, I've promoted it, directed it, and I don't have 1% that I could leave for my children? And the quote was, you got paid. And that was the end of the conversation, end quote. So basically they're like, F you. So that kind of sucks.
And this is how you get writers' strikes, and that's how you get Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's what Joss Whedon was doing during the writers' strike at that time.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
All right. In slightly older, harder news, original Michael Myers actor returning for Halloween Kills. Now, he was in the 2018 Halloween, which, listeners, if you want to hear all of our thoughts on the 2018 Halloween movie randomly, next week on Grawlix Podcast, or is it the episode after? Next month.
I don't know.
On Grawlix Podcast, we talk about it.
Yeah.
He wasn't in it. For the most part, the Shape, or Michael Myers, is played by a stuntman. In this case, stuntman actor James Jude Courtney. But for, the FaceTime, when he has the mask off, you actually see Michael Myers. It's the guy who originally played him back in 1974, whenever the original came out. Frank Castle. Wait, is that really his name? It is, isn't it?
That's hilarious.
It's Nick Castle. Nick Castle. I was like, wait, is it really Frank Castle? How did I not connect that?
Yes.
Close, Matt. Maggie says, did you all know that I'm a personal friend of Neil Patrick Harris? Just thought I'd slide that in there.
No, I didn't.
I hated Doogie Howser.
Wow.
That show sucked. But you don't have to tell him that. I'm just messing with you. And that was my brush with Hollywood.
I saw him once at a hotel. I saw also, what's his name? The guy that was in like Dances with Wolves. I saw that guy once at a hotel, but he was rude.
Oh, Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Kevin Costner seems like he would be a jerk. Neil Patrick Harris seems like he would be a cool guy.
Yeah. I didn't approach either of them because I don't approach rich or famous people. I just don't do it.
It's my only.
I don't recommend it. It's iffy.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about my brushes with celebrity on the podcast quite often, and they don't always go well. So I've just stopped trying.
Costner seems like he's in his own world, Paul says. I'd say he's in his own water world.
Oh boy.
I don't even know if that was a joke or a pun or what. Okay, confirmed. There will be a 5th Avengers movie, so prepare to assemble.
Why?
Yeah.
But that's kind of a misnomer too, because they're like, there will be in the future when we figure out who those Avengers actually are.
I don't think it's necessary.
So yeah, that's. You don't think it's necessary? Are you kidding? You don't know how much money they made. They're going to keep doing it until they stop making money. Well, like I told. So Paul shared this with us on a Facebook. On the Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/Grawlix podcast, you can share all kinds of stuff with us on a Facebook. So he shared this with us, and my response was basically like, that's not a surprise. And like the article says, they're definitely going to hold it back for like Phase 5. It doesn't seem like they're going to drop it in their Phase 4 stuff, which is smart. Like, give it some time before they really rally another ridiculously large Avengers movie.
Right.
But like you said just now, Jesse, I kind of suspect they don't even know what that's going to look like. They don't know who the team's going to be. Like, maybe they've kind of got some ideas because they definitely have a strange direction going for Phase 4, but it's so far off, I bet they just don't even know what it's going to be. Maggie says they need to take an Avenger break before it turns into Star Wars. You're not wrong. Because Disney burnt that star out pretty quick. Okay, and one more. God, we actually got through these. One more. And this is a little bit older still. However, Rick Grimes, The Walking Dead movie, coming to theaters.
Really?
Yeah, so I had heard something about there was going to be a Walking Dead movie. A Rick Grimes Walking Dead movie specifically, which I don't want to get into spoilers. We fell off seasons ago. Maggie says hard pass. Hey, I said don't play video. These sites. But apparently, I don't know how that works. But anyway.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and it's actually going to hit theaters. I mean, it's an AMC Studios original film, apparently, but it's which apparently will mostly be on AMC, but that is going to hit theaters. That'll get a theatrical release.
I didn't know AMC made movies.
Seems like a new thing they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Why not? Like they've had good luck with their original series. They put money behind them. They pretty well produced. The couple that have really broke out, done well.
Mm-hmm.
So sure. And that's what I got.
You want to hear a story?
Okay.
So
is it about? No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's not about anything. It's about my family.
Are you sure this is a story you want to share right now?
Why not?
Okay.
My dad got drunken and wanted to leave, and so I parked my van behind him and came in the house, and he used expletives at me, and then I was like, what did I do? And he's like, I've been bouncing around this haunted house for 2 hours, nobody believes me, especially Gabe. He doesn't think I'm real because he plays the machine all the time, and they can't tell the difference anymore. And then he went upstairs. And I was like, what in the world was that? Like, I don't know. I've been pretty trash before in my life, but I don't think I've ever thought the house was haunted. And that my nephew didn't know the difference between reality and not because of the Xbox. Strange.
Wow.
I was laughing my butt off, I'll tell you that. This haunted house. Apparently my house is haunted.
Oh, Paul did have another story. Yeah. A little outside the scope of Grawlix. So I didn't save the link. Apologies. It was interesting though.
Well, I'm not really inside the scope of Grawlix either.
No, you're not. You're not, but that's okay. I really did not know where your story was going. Wow, it's so quiet and awkward.
I mean, well, we're getting pretty close to the 2:00 mark. I mean, this is when we start winding down anyways, but it is unusual.
This is when we amp up.
Yeah.
This is when the show finally starts.
Because that's when everybody joins.
Okay,
some other show got done.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. All right, so we are winding down. We're going to end the show now. So what's coming up? Next week, there will be a new episode of the Grawlix podcast in which we will discuss a comic book, and it's not even a Polish comic book. It's amazing.
I didn't even think we did that anymore.
Generally, we don't.
We do now, again.
Jeremy has a question about an audio mixer. Oh, well, I mean, that is... Type out your question. Yeah, no, that's... Is it good enough? Oh, yeah, that's a fine one. That is actually...
That's Randy's area of it.
I mean, the audio quality on this live cast is not the best because of just the way their system handles audio, but you are hearing me through this slightly smaller version of that exact model. I have a UMC 204 HD, and it's totally solid. It's a good interface. It's a good recorder.
I'm pretty sure mine's a Behringer as well.
Yeah.
And I sound like that because I'm just recording through my computer.
Webcam?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, check out one of our regular Grawlix podcast episodes. You'll hear. Oh, those aren't always recorded through the Behringer,
Q802 is what I've got, but it's a Behringer.
But yeah, no, that's totally decent.
Also, we are back to the episodes that are coming up. We are getting closer and closer to episode 100, and there's going to be all sorts of shenanigans that are unfolding. So you don't want to miss out.
Yes. Okay. So back on track. Next episode, the comic we're talking about is Batman White Knight, which came out a little while ago, but the sequel series is coming out. So we figured we'd talk about Batman White Knight. Jesse and I really liked it. Melanie was very meh. And so you could hear all that goodness. I think it's fun. I think it was a fun review because it's not just us gushing about a book we like.
Right.
Melanie has some very interesting points.
And they're valid. She's not wrong.
They're valid, and we get very we get loud about it, which is fun in a fun way. That'll be next week on Grawlix Podcast, which you can also find here on Castbox or anywhere else you find podcasts, or go to grawlixpodcast.com. Also, yes, as Jesse was saying, so that'll be what, episode 96?
Yes.
We've been building up to this episode 100 for literally 5.5, almost, like over 5.5 years now, because we were monthly for a long time. So it took us a while to get there. But we have a big 100th episode adventure special plan that's going to be very different than the normal show. I'm super excited about it. Super nervous about actually putting it all together, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be basically an audio adventure. So,
who doesn't love an audio adventure?
I don't know.
Keep your ears out.
Anybody that doesn't.
Yeah.
And then on the Grawlix Cinematic Universe, which is another show we do. It's usually hosted by myself and Jasper. I don't know if the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood episode is going to be, though. And this... Just saying, man, if he's not available to do it, we got to cover this movie. Like,
you can go with a guest host.
It's like, I will go with a guest host who probably be at the movies with me.
Yeah.
So, because this season we've been doing Tarantino movies, because Jasper hadn't seen the the first half of Tarantino's filmography, which kind of blew my mind. So all season, every episode we've been doing reviewing a Tarantino movie and pairing it with something either that makes sense, since Tarantino homages a lot of movies, or just something ridiculous. Like recently we did Django Unchained and Wild Wild West. So 2 episodes left in this season because we have to do Hateful Eight and Magnificent Seven, and probably before that goes out, I know it's a little out of order, but I want to get this episode out while it's still relevant because the movie just came out, but it was almost perfect timing because the new Tarantino movie, as you know, it's number 2 in the box office this last weekend. It just opened, and so that will probably be our next episode. We'll just do a special about the new movie. Did I say... Oh, so Once Upon a Time in Mexico's Hollywood? Did I say... I don't know if I said it right.
I don't even know now. Like, you're kind of 50-50 on it, so...
I'm just going to say Hollywood. Or Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, just do that. That's fair.
Well, I'm done talking about it now, so... God. All right, Wednesday. We will be back Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we will be discussing Christopher Robin. Be glad it's that.
You kind of said it like Christopher Walken. Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
Ooh, Once Upon a Time in China is good too. That's a good trilogy.
Oh, that is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Highly enjoyable
Jet Li.
movie. Me too.
I miss Jet Li. He used to do, and then he was, he did great martial arts movies. Then he was going to retire from martial arts movies, but I figured that meant he was still just going to make movies. And maybe I just am not hearing about him, but I'm not hearing about him.
Well, he could retire like Jackie Chan and then just occasionally pop up in awful American movies.
Yeah, buddy movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's all anybody ever has for him.
And for another episode, we can dump on Girls with Balls. So don't think I won't mention it Wednesday. That movie, I pretty much covered it this episode, but that movie was awful. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this rambling, ridiculous mess of an episode.
Yeah. Yay. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Bye. We'll see you Wednesday.
Bye.
Where's the outro music?
The outro music is so unreliable.
It takes so long to actually load. It frustrates me. Here we go. Matt D says 4-star episode. Hey, the intro again.
You.
Oh.
Why is it? Yeah, why did it do that? It did that last time too.
It did.
Oh, here we go.
Jumps to the end of the outro and then skips over to the intro. Ridiculous.
Now we got the red music. Now we're jiving.
Get your stuff together.
The Abe Lincoln Troop Leader. I don't know what that... The coach? I don't know what the Abe Lincoln reference is, Paul. Oh, or the... I don't know. Oh, the hippie guitar player. They got his head blown off?
He was Abe Lincoln?
In the woods. Okay. Oh, okay. No, the Christian troop leader guy. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
This must be in the movie we shouldn't watch.
Girls with Balls, yeah.
Yes, gotcha.
Yeah. They're spoilers. Don't worry. It's not. It's not a spoiler.
It's not matter. A spoiler.
None of it matters. There are a lot of exploding heads, though, which seems like it would be cool, but it wasn't. It was pretty much just their go-to. That was a bad movie. And there's this guitar guy who's not really there. He's basically, what do they call it in theater? Like
just
choir.
Like at the party, like the random guy.
No.
Guy at the party.
He's just in the movie. I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, why is that guy there? Why's he got a guitar? Get him out of there.
Well, he's there to get girls, but yeah.
Oh, Paul, that was a good one. You can't spoil this movie. It was rotten when it was released.
Oh, hey.
It did, however, have an actress that I have seen before. I'm familiar with. This is a French movie, mind you. It has one of the leads in this movie is Melanie. We've been watching Black Spot. It's the girl that's always studying for her exam that's coming up.
Oh, yeah?
The one police officer. She was in it.
Cool.
It was still an awful movie, but she was in it, and I knew her from that other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Chris Robin? He is. All right, let's get out of here. Christopher Robin, we'll be talking about it Wednesday. It's on Netflix, I do believe. So if you haven't watched it, check it out and join us Wednesday. I'll be a little bit less tongue-tied and angry, apparently. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and thanks, you two, for joining me again.
Yeah.
You bet. Hey, we'll be here.
Hey.
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 We'll talk to you all later.
All right. Bye.